Hey everybody, Jeff from Bygone here. We're doing a video on our incredible 1978 Camaro LT. This is a survivor car with just 63,000 original miles, one owner. I've never done a video just highlighting documentation before, but this car is certainly worthy of going over all of the documentation and maintenance records that are with this really incredible car. Let's begin here with the original purchase contract from Thorstead Chevrolet here in Madison. So that's included. We have the inspection sheet. I've only had a few of these over the years. These are pretty cool to see. And then this is kind of an important document here. This is the salesman delivery report. And you can see here that it outlines um, the driver's side quarter panel being scratched and dented, scratch on the steering column, a molding on the vinyl top being loose, and then the upper passenger side door having a dent. And the car was repainted at the dealership when it was brand new. The buyer who ordered the car um, just had an absolute fit that the car came in with some of these flaws, and on top of that, many of you are kind of smiling right now because you know that GM paint at this time was already horrible, and so it wasn't uncommon to see vehicles. I've seen vehicles of this era with bottoms of panels just like not having paint on them, where the spray gun just completely missed the bottom of a quarter panel and things of that sort. So uh, it's important to note that although this car doesn't have original paint from the factory, it's kind of a unique circumstance and something that did happen from time to time, and the car was resprayed at the dealership. Then, of course, we have a build sheet that was found in the car. This is always kind of cool. I mean, although we have other documentation for options, it's always nice to see the codes along with everything too. Another thing worth noting is it does note here that it was a customer order. So again, it backs up that story that the car was ordered new. And then, of course, here we have the original window sticker for the car. Um, Also worth noting is the car window stickered for 6530. If we look here at the purchase contract, my gosh, she only got $400 off the car. I guess if you're looking at it from a percentage standpoint, that'd be what about 6.5% off or so. But I find this stuff really interesting. So we have all of those new car documents that go along with the vehicle. Now we get into some really interesting stuff. We have two of these Mead notebooks, and again, purchased April 21st of 78 with the amount, dealership, and then it starts with the mileage and the amount of fuel that was put in. If you notice, I'm assuming that this first fill up was by the dealer. If they didn't sell the car with a full tank of gas, that's shocking. Um, but then in just a couple days, notice she put 276 miles on the car in just a couple days, and heck, by the end of the first month, there were already 1,300 miles on the car. So this is pretty cool. It just goes on and on. Um, she provides information on maintenance pieces that were done, different trips that were taken. There was family out in South Dakota where the husband and wife eventually moved to, but there uh, outlines here, the begin the trip in fall and kind of goes through everything that way. So again, this is full. This is completely full. Again, she even puts important dates in here to document all the mileage as well. So Unbelievable piece of documentation that goes along with the car. And then this notebook continues that just onto a couple pages. It was continued in July of '95, and that's really when the car started to be off the road, and driven just by their by their recollection, maybe 20, 30 miles a year after that point, just to kind of keep it running and in good mechanical condition. So we have the owner's manual here. You'll note in the photographs that inside here we have the literature for the Delco Freedom battery, the Goodyear tires, and of course the protector plate for warranty information as well. So that's all included. We have the invoice for the Tough Coat rust inhibitor, and of course all those plugs are still in place in the door jambs. Here we have a marriage certificate that shows the name change of the original owner. New vehicle odometer statement, which is pretty cool, and then the motor vehicle statement for tax being paid on the car. Now from here, it gets even more incredible. It's just unbelievable. We have every registration on the car since it was new. Maybe there's a couple missing, but this starts in '78 and goes all the way up to 2002. Now, some of you might be saying, well, why does it stop in 2002? That's when the owners decided to get collector plates on the car. And you can see that's outlined up on the top there with the collector plate number, which we have. And after that, you can see once you get collector plates, your registration no longer expires. So after that, you no longer have to register the car on an annual basis, which is why a lot of folks get those collector plates. So that's pretty cool. Also note, though, in the photographs, they saved all their original license plates for the car. So here's the original yellow plate. And again, that license plate number corresponds with the registration up through the years that it was used. And then in the early 90s, Wisconsin switched over to a white plate, and that's outlined here. And you can see that goes up through 2002, which coincides with the paperwork showing that it went to a Wisconsin collector plate. So this is really cool. I've never had this level of documentation where an owner saved every license plate and everything too on the cars. This is really special. We also have many, not all, but many insurance cards as well that'll go along with the car. The title. Note that the title is also going to be issued from 2002, not 1978. And the reason that is in Wisconsin, when you register for collector plates, you have to send your title in, and you receive a new title in the mail. And so if anyone is questioning, well, why is the title from 2002? Is this really a one owner? It absolutely is. That is just how it's done in Wisconsin. If you do have any questions about that, by all means, you can go to the Wisconsin DMV website and take a look at the procedure for applying for collector plates, and you'll see that one of the things you have to do is turn in your titles. So, last thing I want to go over are just some of the maintenance records too, and I've got these in chronological order. The tires, the original Goodyear tires, this is a great story. The original owner hated the tires. They didn't last very long, so they got those warrantied, and so the paperwork here goes along with that. But then again, following that that mileage history on the car and verifying the 63,000 miles are all of these receipts over the years for brake work, for tires, for tune-ups. There's been a couple of exhausts put on the car over the years. Yeah, for those of you who are new to the hobby, GM cars were not great in the late 70s, so it wasn't uncommon to have exhausts just fail after 4 or 5 years. And so that's something else worth noting. When you get a car of this era that is this rust free and has paint that looks this nice, it is a complete unicorn. That is why you're seeing folks making such a big deal out of these Camaros and Trans Ams from the era that have survived in original condition, because the cars weren't great from that time period. But again, I won't bore you with going through all of these, but it's just stack after stack of paperwork, including the receipt for the updated stereo that was put in the car. Because remember, again, it was ordered radio delete, because the husband and wife wanted to put their own little bumping system in there to crank up the Journey back in '78. Thank you. Thanks for taking time to go through all of this with me. This is a very, very special car, ordered out nicely, ordered out uniquely too, with that vinyl top, 305 4-speed posi traction, all the right colors. It's the bright blue metallic with a spoiler, the cloth interior, the LT wheels are super cool. It's just an awesome car. Thank you. Thank you so much. If you have any additional questions, or if there's something that maybe I left out, don't hesitate to reach out and ask. Have a good one. Bye bye.